Hi, I'm Mila. Today I'm going to tell you my story. But before I continue, please share, and subscribe to hear more stories like this. After 42 years working as a hospital administrator, I finally retired. My husband passed 5 years ago, and I decided it was time to start living for myself. I'd always dreamed of a beach house, somewhere quiet with ocean views and peaceful mornings. When I found the perfect place in Seagrove, I didn't hesitate. 2 bedrooms, a wraparound porch, and just steps from the water. It was everything I wanted. My first morning there, I sat on the porch with my coffee watching the sunrise, and I thought, this is it. This is what I worked so hard for. Then my phone rang. It was my son, Trevor. "Mom, how's the new place?" he asked. "It's beautiful, honey. You should come visit sometime." Actually, that's why I'm calling. Veronica and I were thinking about coming down this weekend. Would that be okay? Of course! I'd love to see you both. I was thrilled. Trevor and I had grown distant over the years. He was always too busy with work, and after his father died, he seemed to pull away even more. This would be a chance to reconnect. Friday came, and I prepared Trevor's favorite lasagna. When I heard cars pulling into the driveway, I went to greet them. Cars, plural, 3 of them. "Surprise!" Trevor called out, arms wide. Behind him stood not just Veronica, but 8 other people I'd never seen before. "Mom, these are some friends from work. Hope you don't mind. I told them about your amazing beach house and they were dying to check it out." I stood there, speechless, as they filed past me into my home. My quiet, peaceful home. "Trevor, can I speak with you for a moment?" I finally managed. In the kitchen, I whispered. I wasn't expecting so many people. The house isn't that big. "Mom, relax. It's just for the weekend. We brought air mattresses. Besides, you're always saying you get lonely." "Yes, but trust me, it'll be fun. You'll love them all." He patted my shoulder and rejoined his friends, who had already opened my wine cabinet. That weekend was chaos. They played music until 3 a.m. They tracked sand everywhere. They used all my towels, ate all my food, and left beer cans scattered across my beautiful porch. When they finally left Sunday evening, my peaceful retreat looked like a frat house. I called my daughter Elaine in tears. They completely took over Elaine. I couldn't even sit on my own porch. "Oh, Mom, I'm so sorry. Did you tell Trevor how you felt?" I tried, but he just brushed me off. "That's Trevor for you, always thinking about himself." "I know, I never expected him to disrespect my space like this." "Want me to talk to him?" No, I'll handle it." 2 weeks later, Trevor called again. "Hey, Mom, how's the beach?" "Quiet, peaceful, just how I like it." "Great. Listen, Veronica's birthday is next weekend, and I was thinking, you want to bring her to the beach house?" "Yeah, just a small thing. 10, maybe 15 people. We'll be super respectful this time, I promise." I took a deep breath. Trevor, last time was very overwhelming for me. This is my home, not a party venue. "Mom, come on. Where else am I supposed to host? My apartment is tiny. It's just one more weekend." "I don't think... Please. For Veronica? You know how much she loved the place." I caved. "All right, but please keep it under control this time." It was worse. 20 people showed up. They brought a DJ. A DJ. In my quiet beach community where most residents were retirees like me. My neighbors were furious. Mrs. Kendall next door threatened to call the police. Sunday morning, I found someone had spilled red wine on my white couch. My grandmother's vase was broken. And Trevor and Veronica were still asleep at noon while I cleaned up their mess. When they finally emerged, I confronted them. "This is unacceptable, Trevor. Look at this place." "Mom, accidents happen. We'll replace the vase." "It's not about the vase. It's about respect. This is my home." "You're overreacting. It was just one party." 2 parties. 2 weekends you've taken over without any consideration for me." "God, Mom, if I knew you'd be so uptight about it, we wouldn't have come." "Uptight? This is my retirement home, not your personal party house." "Whatever, we're leaving anyway." He grabbed his bag. "Come on, Veronica." They left without cleaning a single thing. I called my best friend Diana, who lived a few towns over. I don't know what to do, Diana. I feel like he's using me. He is using you, honey, and he'll keep doing it until you put your foot down. But he's my son. I don't want to ban him from my home. It's not about banning him. It's about boundaries and consequences. How do I even start with that? He's never listened to me, not since he was a teenager. That's because you've always let him get away with it. Remember when he wrecked your car in high school and you still bought him a new one for graduation? That was different. Was it? Seems to me like he's learned that bad behavior gets rewarded. So what should I do? Tell him no, and mean it this time. A week later, Trevor called again. Mom, you still mad? I was hurt, Trevor. Very hurt. Yeah, sorry about that. Look, I wanted to make it up to you. How about I come down this weekend? Just me. We can have some quality time. I hesitated. Just you? Just me. Promise. All right, that would be nice. Friday evening, Trevor arrived with Veronica and another couple. I thought you said it would be just you, I said, standing in the doorway. Well, yeah, but then Steve and Lisa wanted to come, and you have the space, so... I closed my eyes, counted to 10. No. No what? No, they cannot stay here. Neither can Veronica. This was supposed to be us reconnecting. Mom, don't be ridiculous. They drove all this way. Then they can find a hotel. I was very clear about this weekend. Fine, forget it. We'll all go to a hotel. He stormed back to his car, the others following awkwardly behind. Trevor, wait, I called after him. He turned, expectant, thinking I would cave again. Your key, leave it. I don't trust you with it anymore. Are you serious right now? Dead serious. Fine. He threw it at my feet. Happy now? I watched them drive away, shaking but proud of myself. That night, Diana came over. We sat on the porch with wine. He just doesn't get it, I said. And now he's angry at me for enforcing a simple boundary. Because he's never had to respect your boundaries before. This is new territory for him. What do I do? Well, what would happen if you just said no the next time he asks to come down? He'd come anyway. You know Trevor. Then maybe it's time for a more direct approach. Like what? Like consequences he can't ignore. Something that hits him where it hurts. I don't want to hurt him, Diana. He's still my son. Sometimes love means letting people face the consequences of their actions. The following month, my neighbor Mrs. Kendall called me. Mila, your son is at your beach house with a group of people. I thought you should know. My heart raced. I'm in Atlanta visiting Elaine. He doesn't have permission to be there. Well, there are at least a dozen cars in and around your driveway. Looks like quite the gathering. Are they being loud? Honey, I can hear the bass from my bedroom, and I'm 3 houses down. I'm so sorry. I'll handle this immediately. I hung up and immediately called Trevor. No answer. I called Veronica. No answer. I called the house phone. Someone picked up with music blaring in the background. Hello? Who is this? I demanded. Who's asking? A voice I didn't recognize. This is Mila Jensen, the owner of the house you're currently in. Oh shit, Trevor! It's your mom! I heard scrambling, then Trevor's voice. Hey Mom! Surprise! We thought we'd use the house while you were away. I never gave you permission to use my house, Trevor. I have a key, remember? You gave it to me for emergencies. This is not an emergency. This is trespassing. Wow, that's harsh. We're family. Family respects each other's boundaries. I want everyone out of my house in the next hour. Or what? You're going to call the cops on your own son? I paused. 1 hour, Trevor. I hung up and called Elaine. He's at it again, I told her. But this time, I have a plan. What are you going to do? Something I should have done a long time ago. Can you come with me tomorrow? Of course, Mom. Whatever you need. The next morning, I drove back to Seagrove with Elaine. As expected, Trevor and his friends were still there. Cars lined the driveway and street. Bass thumped from inside my house. Ready? Elaine asked. Ready? We walked up to the house and I unlocked the door. The place was trashed, worse than ever before. People were passed out on couches, floors, even my dining table. Empty bottles everywhere. I nodded to Elaine, who pulled out her phone and started recording. Then I walked to the circuit breaker and cut all power to the house. The music died. People stirred in confusion. "What the hell?" someone muttered. I picked up a metal pot and wooden spoon from the kitchen and began banging them together, walking through the house. "Everybody up, now! This is private property and you are all trespassing." People jumped up, disoriented and confused. "Mom, what are you doing?" Trevor appeared from my bedroom, looking hungover. Exactly what I should have done months ago. Everyone who is not Trevor or Veronica needs to leave immediately, or I will have you all arrested for trespassing. "You wouldn't dare," said one guy, trying to look tough. "Try me." I held up my phone. "I have the sheriff on speed dial." The strangers began gathering their things, mumbling apologies as they filed out past me. When only Trevor and Veronica remained, I turned to them. "Now for you two." "Mom, this is insane. You're embarrassing me in front of my friends." "No, what's insane is thinking you could take over my home without consequences. Sit down, both of you." They sat on the couch, looking like scolded children. "For months, you've disrespected my home and my boundaries. You've used my retirement dream as your personal party house. That ends today." "Mom, I'm not finished. First, you're going to clean this entire house. Every bottle, every crumb. We can hire cleaners." "No, you will clean it. And while you're cleaning, you'll have time to think about how you're going to pay me back for the damages." "Damages? What damages?" I gestured to Elaine, who handed me her phone. I pulled up photos of my broken porch railing, scratched hardwood floors, stained carpets, and more. "These damages, which I estimate will cost about $15,000 to repair." $15,000? That's ridiculous. Is it? Because I have 3 contractors coming today to give estimates. We'll see what they say. I don't have that kind of money. Then I suggest you start saving, because until it's paid, you're not welcome here. You can't be serious. I've never been more serious. And this, I held up his house key, will not be returned to you. This is crazy. Dad would never have done this. Your father would be ashamed of how you've treated me. Now start cleaning. The supplies are under the sink. I left them to it and went to sit on the porch with Elaine. "Think they'll actually clean?" she asked. "They will if they want to leave today. I've already had the locks changed, and I have Mrs. Kendall watching to make sure they don't try to sneak away." "When did you become such a badass, Mom?" "When I realized no one was going to protect my boundaries but me." By evening, the house was clean. Not perfect, but better. The contractors had come and gone, their estimates even higher than my guess. $22,000. Trevor and Veronica stood by their car, exhausted and humiliated. "This is the bill." I handed Trevor the estimate. "I expect monthly payments until it's paid off." "Mom, please. I can't afford this." "You afforded all those parties. Figure it out." "What about a payment plan? Something reasonable?" "You have 30 days to come up with the first payment of $2,000. After that, I'm taking you to court." "You'd sue your own son?" "I'd hold my son accountable for his actions, just like I should have done years ago." They left, defeated. Trevor didn't speak to me for 2 months, but the first payment arrived exactly 30 days later. Over the next year, an interesting thing happened. As Trevor made his payments, he started to change. At first, our conversations were tense and brief. Then, gradually, they became more genuine. He got a second job. He broke up with Veronica, who'd been pressuring him to keep using my house for parties. "She kept saying we should just ignore you," he told me one day over the phone. "That you'd eventually get over it." And what did you say to that? I said she didn't know my mom very well, and that I was done taking advantage of people. One day, he came alone to make a payment in person. "Mom, I owe you more than money. I owe you an apology." "Yes, you do." "I'm sorry. I took advantage of you, disrespected your home, and treated you horribly. Thank you for acknowledging that. Do you think..." Could we ever get back to how things were before? I looked at my son, really looked at him. No, Trevor, we can't go back. But maybe we can build something better. Something based on mutual respect. I'd like that. So would I. But it will take time, and trust has to be earned. He nodded, understanding. Today, 2 years later, my beach house is peaceful again. Trevor has paid off the damages and proven slowly that he can respect boundaries. He visits occasionally, alone, and we're rebuilding our relationship on new terms. My terms. Diana came to visit last weekend, and we watched the sunset from my porch. Remember when you were afraid to stand up to him? She asked. It seems like another lifetime, I said. Another person. Are you happy with how things turned out? I thought about the quiet mornings, the peaceful evenings, and the newfound respect from my son. Happier than I've been in years. I just wish I hadn't waited so long. Better late than never, she said, raising her glass. As for me, I've never been happier. My retirement is finally what I dreamed it would be, and I've learned that it's never too late to stand up for yourself, even if it means surprising everyone who thought they could walk all over you. So let me ask you this. Have you ever had to set hard boundaries with someone you love? What did it cost you, and was it worth it in the end?